Kristie over here at Kristie's Kitchen, and today I want to show you just how easy it is to make elderberry syrup in your own home using Kristie's Kitchen do-it-yourself elderberry syrup kit. So what we're going to do is you just take your packet and you're going to dump it into your pot. I want to show what's inside the pot. There's all of our herbs. So this syrup you can take it daily as a preventative, or you can also take it at the first signs of symptoms of illness. So I'm going to go ahead and dump my 5 cups of water in. And then basically we're just going to let this simmer for 20 to 30 minutes or until our liquid is reduced by 1/3. So I'm going to check back in with you later after it's simmered and show you the rest of the process and just how easy it is to have your own syrup. Here we are simmering. We still have several minutes to go. It's called a decoction. Okay, so our 20 to 30 minutes of simmering our elderberry syrup is done. So the next step is we're going to strain it. So get yourself a bowl, a strainer, and a wooden spoon, and we're just going to pour it in, and then I'm gently going to press down on the berries to get out all the rest of our syrup here, or our liquid. It's not syrup yet. And you can do this in 2 batches if you need to. Then we're going to take our liquid here and we're just going to let it cool on the countertop until it gets to room temperature before we add our honey. So the reason that we're letting it cool before we add our honey is right now this is very, very hot. And if we put our raw honey in it while it's hot, it's going to kill all of the beneficial enzymes in our honey, and that would defeat the purpose of putting it in there. So we want the good beneficial enzymes from our honey as well. So we're going to let it cool down before we add our honey, and then our syrup will be finished. So I will come back after this is cooled and we'll finish it off. Okay, we are back for our last and final step of our do-it-yourself elderberry syrup, and our syrup has come to room temperature and we're ready to add our sweetener, our honey. So this pack will make a quart of syrup, and I like to start off with about 1/2 cup of honey and then go from there. So the amount of honey that you put in it is basically taste preference. The honey has 2 purposes. One, it'll give it a sweeter flavor because elderberries themselves are very, very bitter. And then 2, honey acts as a natural preservative. So we have no preservatives in this syrup right here. It's all natural, all organic, very high quality herbs. I like to get the best because that's what I'm putting in my body. So I want good things going into my body and into my kids. So we're going to put honey in there. Again, I'm going to start with 1/2 cup. It's going to be taste preference. We don't like it really, really sweet, but I will warn you and just let you know, the less honey you put in your syrup, the shorter shelf life it's going to have. So we're just going to mix it around and let it dissolve. So we recommend as soon as your elderberry syrup has cooled and you have your honey dissolved in there, that you immediately put it in the refrigerator, because there are no preservatives. The shelf life, maybe 3 to 6 months. 6 months is a stretch if you put 1/2 cup of honey in there. Some people like to put up to 1 cup of honey, in which case your syrup will last longer. If you don't think that you're going to use a whole quart of syrup within a month, you definitely can freeze this. So a great way to preserve some of it for later. Keep out what you think that you'll use, like maybe a pint. If you have a big family, there's 5 of us, we all take it every single day, starting in the fall, all the way through early spring. So we go through a pint in a couple of weeks. But if you're not gonna go through that much, you can take your syrup and pour it in an ice cube tray or a silicone ice cube tray or some kind of mold, and you can freeze it and then pop your ice cubes out and store them like in a Ziploc bag in your freezer. And then you can just pull out an ice cube, which is approximately a tablespoon size of syrup. You can just pull it out whenever you need it, and you can just let it come to room temperature. Don't put it in the microwave to melt it, because then you'll kill all of the enzymes and good things from our honey if you heat. So teaspoon for kids, tablespoon for adults, and you can increase that 3 to 6 times a day if you're feeling the onset of cold and flu symptoms. So we'll take about a teaspoon or a tablespoon every day for general maintenance, health and wellness, just to keep our immune systems healthy and boosted. And then anytime we feel the onset, we increase that and take more. So I hope that this was helpful. That's how quick and easy it is. My honey's dissolved. I'm gonna store it in my mason jar. Just gonna pour it in. Label it. And then I'm gonna pop it in my refrigerator and we're all good to go. Thanks for watching.